I'm really excited for the future of this game, period. Garry's Mod was the first game I ever bought on Steam when I was a kid, and it was also one of the reasons why I wanted a better PC growing up. Gmod to me was a true definition of a game where you actually just screw around with no real objective. Kind of like Halo 3's Forge game mode, but on steroids. Mainly because of the amount of custom content created by the community. This title's pretty freaking old now. I'm talking released in 2006 old, and as of this recording, it's still averaging around 30k plus players, which is pretty insane for a game like this. And I refuse to believe that anyone with a PC hasn't at least tried this out once, or at least seen videos on it. The custom games that Gmod spawns, such as Trouble in Terrorist Town, Dark RP, Death Run, and many others, show that it had an impact on the internet during its early days. But it's 2026 now. Almost 20 years has gone by since its launch on Steam, and after countless days and nights of facepunch cooking, we now have its spiritual successor, Sandbox, just around the corner. And you already know journalists and YouTubers are going to be milking that Gmod 2 in their titles, myself included. But I feel that calling this just Gmod 2 feels like an understatement, because at surface level, there are people that do see this as just Gmod 2 with a Roblox approach and aren't happy about it at all, which is very understandable. Though I don't think the intention of Sandbox is to replace Gmod, so you can honestly continue playing that with confidence and not even look in this direction. I just see massive potential for this, not because of the game itself, but because of facepunch's intentions behind making it. This isn't your typical slap a 2 on the original, give it DLSS 5 and call it a day while the money comes in kind of project. No. I see this as a product that was developed with long-term goals in mind. Because not only do we have this platform where players can try out some small games and prototypes, not these, but we also have this pretty sick game engine that's basically the closest thing we'll ever get to Source 2. And the way I see it, Sandbox won't just be a game that's going to sit right beside UEFN and Roblox, but it'll also be a fully featured engine that might even be able to compete with Unity, Unreal, and Godot. And when you think about it, with the free new engine and a new platform with the potential for a legit marketplace, it really looks like facepunch is aiming for more than just a game. It looks like they're trying to shoot for a self-sustaining ecosystem that's actually designed to not only help, but encourage players to make content that's gonna last. And I'm all for it. And honestly, I wouldn't mind investing in making videos about Sandbox in the near future. Obviously, in a platform with this much freedom, there's definitely gonna be some controversy and bad actors, but I really just want to go over the positives and what we can hope for in the future for Sandbox, because this is by far probably Garry's most ambitious project to date. Facepunch is definitely one of those few developers that I feel are good at locking in when making these long-term projects, and that's something that shouldn't be looked over. So minus the amount of AI we have right now that's making the platform look even more like Roblox, there's still a decent amount of interesting games to try out. It sucks, but yeah, you do kind of actually have to dig for the ones with real developers at the moment. There's also a reviews and rating section, which is perfect for a platform like this because people usually call out the AI when they see it. We love those guys. But back to the actual games. On top of the OG Gmod games, we have like Sandbox, Dark RP, which is actually named DX RP on here, and Prop Hunt. We have a good little mix of games that can showcase the engine's potential, like Micro Mayhem, My Summer Cottage, Ghoul Grounds, Dark Descent, Sausage Survivors, Powder Simulator, and so much more. Tell me this, do these games even look like they were involved with this dude? They pretty much look and play like standalone projects. I remember opening Dark Descent for the first time after playing Jumper, and my jaw dropped because, like I said before, I was playing something completely different than what I would expect from the Gmod successor. I even played another project that was basically a concept which looked heavily inspired by RuneScape, and needless to say, playing through a list of those titles was the reason why I was like, okay, this is gonna be a big deal in the future, and have followed Sandbox since then. And sure enough, fast forward a year or two later, Facepunch recently closed a deal with Valve to where devs using the engine can publish standalone versions of their games on Steam and other platforms with no royalties. And I feel like this just shows that we really have something special here for developers and artists, because Facepunch is literally handing us the tools to create complete and possibly life-changing masterpieces. We just need the time and devotion to master the engine. I also like lurking in the Sandbox Discord from time to time just to see what other developers are currently working on, and it's safe to say that a lot of them are cooking. This is possibly one of the topics that has the community split, and it's this shop tab over here. Yes, there are paid cosmetics in your Gmod successor, and it was definitely something that Rust had as well, so not really a new thing with facepunch, especially since it worked so well for them in the past. And with cosmetics comes an economy, but I'll get to that in a bit. For now, we have the base items that really aren't going anywhere, like the basic hats, underwears, coats, watches, and so on. I'm not even sure if they're gonna add any more to this collection if I'm being real, but where the controversy happens is right here, where the cosmetics are up for a limited time, aka the FOMO cosmetics, meaning that once that timer is up, they'll no longer be available in the sandbox shop and only become available in the Steam marketplace. And let me tell you this, I wish I bought into that FOMO back in 2024, because those items that were basically less than $10 turned into hundreds, maybe even thousands? Like, what the heck? These face tattoos are over 1K as of this recording, and are probably going to continue going up. And like, someone turned 35K into 100K with just sandbox skins alone. Like, they hit the crypto lottery, and the game ain't officially out yet. And I just know there's definitely going to be Discord groups and subreddits analyzing these little items as if they were stocks. And honestly, it's a given. Look at Rust, look at CS2. Heck, there's a freaking idle game with bananas that people live off of. I can see why people would be disappointed, but realistically, it's not staggering the gameplay itself. These are completely optional, and honestly, they don't ruin the experience of the player at all. People will do their business over there while I'll be playing some of my games over here. And if anything, I feel like the artists and developers will benefit from this with where all the money's going. So the money made from this game is not entirely going into facepunch and Valve's pockets. Basically, a portion of it is getting funneled into this pot called the Play Fund. This Play Fund is basically the revenue pool that's dedicated to developers on the platform. And the way this works is pretty straightforward. Creators submit their clothing and accessories to the Sandbox Steam Workshop. The community then looks through the catalog, thumbs up the ones that are good, thumbs down the ones that aren't so good. Then, if certain criteria is met, facepunch then puts them up for sale for a limited time, with the creator of the cosmetics getting a cut and the rest of the splits going to facepunch, Valve, and the Play Fund. Also, I'm not sure how this part is specifically calculated, but the more players active in your game, the more money you'll be grabbing from that pot. I'd say the system is fairly transparent too, because they also have the graphs and charts of how much money is being made on their website. Realistically, I can't see any other way they could have tackled making or giving revenue to creators without screwing everyone over in Sandbox, other than just selling skins. This definitely seems like such an expensive platform to run, and they could have easily gone down the Roblox route with their own made-up currency, but let's be real, I don't think anyone would want another separate currency like sandbox. But overall, I'm alright with this decision, because it definitely incentivizes devs to work harder on making quality games, as well as giving the workshop artists a reason to grind out some cool or goofy looking skins for players to wear. With all that being said, do I think Sandbox is going to replace Garry's Mod as a whole? Short answer, no. The way I see it, the culture of Garry's Mod has already been established for so many years. Also, 20 years worth of mods and content being ported over to Sandbox is no easy feat, and I doubt anyone would even take their time to do that rather than just starting fresh and making a new game with the engine. Sandbox is definitely a part of that new generation of games that expand upon ideas of their older influences, and just like those other games, although it shares some similarities, I just feel like Sandbox doesn't seem like it was created to replace Gmod. I really don't think Gmod is going anywhere, and there's definitely always going to be a community for it, especially for the people who don't like Sandbox, they don't have the resources to run it, or even for people who just enjoy their nostalgic games more. But personally, the excitement I get from Sandbox is the possibilities of its powerful engine and what fresh ideas we're going to see coming from it. Because like I said, facepunch is laying down some powerful tools right in front of us, basically for free. Garry even commented on Goldex's video from last year, stating that their target customers are not the players, but fresh developers. They're trying to compete with Unity, Unreal Engine, and Godot, and honestly, I think they have a chance. I've only ever used Godot's engine for making projects, but now I'm 100% convinced to sit down and take some time to learn Sandbox's engine. Facepunch even open sourced the Sandbox game mode itself, so people can dig into the code and either learn from from or expand upon it. Overall, I'm really hopeful for the future of this platform and the engine. I really can't wait to see what kind of stuff people create and what kind of culture forms with these funny looking sausage guys. But that's all I really have to say. If you've watched this video in its entirety, I'm forever grateful. But I'm kind of curious, what are your thoughts about Sandbox so far? Are you gonna get it? And if not, why? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more content about Sandbox or videos in this similar format, hit that like and subscribe button and I'll get right to it. Here are my shameless plugs. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.